All right, we're going to talk about the thermostat control. There's a few different types of controls. This right here is a make and control thermostat. It goes from 0, and this one goes all the way up to 9. 0 on this particular thermostat takes you to about 45 degrees. As you go up, you go anywhere between a 3 to 5 degree differential. So at 1, you might be at 50 degrees. At 2, you might be at 55 degrees, give or take a degree, all the way up to, we get up to about 80 degrees. This is attached over here to our inlet with our steam. And what it's doing is it's controlling a stem that we have right here. So we have this that pushes in to close the steam. So it's almost like it just closes off the area within here as that steam is going up, and it pushes through this stem. So as this control is screwed on here and you turn the dial, as we turn the dial higher, we're actually backing off the pressure of this control, and we're allowing this stem to expand out. As it expands out, it contracts this rubber ring right here, and as it does that, it allows the steam to flow. Over time, here's a different size stem with the rubber ring, and over time with all the steam, and then with it being turned off and condensate, you'll get it where it dries and cracks, and what you can have is then you won't get a proper seal. So as this goes in to try to seal it, it may still be allowing steam through, or you might get where your stem actually freezes. So you could be turning this dial to all different numbers, and what happens is the plastic inside that dial pushing against this metal stem will crack, and therefore this thermostat becomes useless. So somebody might be turning this thermostat on and off, and this thing is either cold because it's frozen shut, or it's open and they're getting a full call for heat and they're getting 80 degrees pushing through the room. Another type of thermostat that you have is one that is an offset. So this one can be screwed over to another area on the wall. This end can be attached down here. And the way it works is this is a capillary tube, and it has a sensor on it. So as this is turned to a different temperature, it reacts with how this opens and closes, and that will regulate your radiator. You can also have another one that's similar to this control, where you can have the control right here, and you can actually have the sensor going around the corner, or what they recommend is you actually put the sensor located in a position about halfway down the radiator and about 10 inches off to the left over here. Now, that's usually in an area where you don't have a window, so you don't have this type of draft. Okay, so with this type of draft, sometimes we may set the sensor over this way. This is installed properly. If this control was installed upward like this, then what we would have is we would have the heat constantly coming up into it, and we would get a false read. So this right here, it's proper to make sure that on your thermostat, you are always checking the plastic inside here. You're making sure that your stem is not frozen, that our rubber flange right here is not burnt or cracked like that, so that we can get a proper control, that we have it mounted in the correct position, and that we know that we go all the way down to about 45 degrees at 0, and with this thing wide open, we're running at 80 degrees. And these controls typically are for steam units that are 15 psi or less.